New computer. Oh man. Okay, it's recording. You say stop recording. Okay, I hope it is recording.
Started, sir. Recording.
Yeah. Okay, I'll come back in a minute and check.
Yes, sir. It's recording, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So today we'll talk the FSM, and today is the last part. It is probably the third or fourth part, right? We'll conclude the FSM. I think we have some interesting things today, right? So Vishwar, come, please. We are getting late. We are only 5 minutes late. Okay, Steve Jobs, 1955 to 2011, actually, right? So he passed away 9 years before. The ones who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do, right? So what does he mean? Can somebody explain? What does Steve Jobs mean by this particular quote? The ones who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do. So what do you understand by this statement?
Need guts to do something like that.
Okay, they have the guts to do. Anything else? Anything else, guys?
Sir, you should not think if you want to start the work. You should be on the field to start the work. Then only you can start the work.
Yeah, it's not very clear, Shankar. Like I'm not. You have something in the mind, but your word doesn't express that very clearly.
சார் ஒரு வேலை ஆரம்பிக்கணும்னு முடிவு பண்ணியாச்சுன்னா களத்துல இறங்கிடணும் சார். யோசிச்சுனே இருந்தா வேலைக்கு இறங்க முடியாது. நம்ம அந்த இடத்துல இறங்கினாதான் அந்த வேலை நடக்க ஆரம்பிக்கும்.
Okay, yeah, you can assume like that. Correct. Yes.
A person who is passionate about what he thinks, he can change the whole world, sir.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, probably this is more closest, right? Yeah. So you think, so you see, we cannot change the world. Is it easy? You cannot control even your, like, no, the person next to you, right? How can you go and change the world, right? Right. So that's what we think. But see, you start taking baby steps, right? Small things you do, and what you say in Tamil, right? Sirutali peru vellam, right? You do small things, you do it, and over a period of time it will become big, right? So you do small things, and you'll become a big thing one day. So every day you take one step. Over a period of 10 years, 15 years, you become a big banyan tree, right? Is that right? So you think, like, what I want to communicate here is you have to think. And be passionate. I think passionate is the right word. Be passionate in what you are doing, right? We spoke about the inner voice in the last class, right? So think. So think is everything. You have to think, right? So you have to give. See, everyone has the same brain. So God has not created differentiated, like, human beings when He created the brain. God or nature, if you don't believe in God, nature, right? Yeah. So nature has given the same brain to everyone, right? It's just that we don't put that to use, right? There's a Sardarji joke you would have heard, right? I don't know the olden days. Let me quote that, right? So there's a people, like, go to the heaven or somewhere after death and say some brain is very expensive, some brain is very cheap, right? Say Sardarji's brain is very expensive, they say, and some Japanese brain is very cheap. And I ask why it's so. The Sardarji is such a foolish person, and why do you say? I'm not demeaning Sardarji, guys. It's just a joke. So please, I never get into racial stuff, right? I want to respect every single human being, and living things, non-living things, and everything, right? Just for fun. So leave aside. Probably I should not take one person X, let us say, right? So person X brain is very expensive. Other person Y is, like, no, very cheap. So the God says the person X has not used his brain at all. It's very fresh, so it is very expensive, right? So it's like that, right? So you have to think. You have to put your brain to use. Everyone has the brain, and we are not using that. That's all, right? So we are not applying our thoughts in the right direction. So once you put that in the right, channelize, you have energy, but you have to channelize the energy in the right direction, right? The positive thinking is very important. The entire world is very negative today, right? So how do you, like, you have to escape? You cannot control the environment, right? Can you control the newspapers? Can you control the TV channels? No. Can you control your neighbor? No. So what is that? Still, you have to remain positive, right? What is that? So you don't read newspapers, or you read only the positive. You don't read the negative news. If you have that, like, no self-control, you do only that. Otherwise, no self-control. No, don't read newspaper. Don't see TV channels, or see only positive news, like BBC, for example, BBC, right? If there may be some good Tamil channels out there, I do not know, right? So see only positive things. There are good movies out there. Don't go to bad movies. You pick and choose what you want. You create that energy, right? So everyone has a lot of energy, but you don't. The negative energy is drowning us, right? There's so much negative energy around us. So you pick and choose people whom you want to move with, right? I'm not saying you fight with people. Don't fight, but no, keep them at a distance. If you know somebody has a negative energy, say just hi to them. No, don't get too close. and make friends with people who has a lot of positive energy. So you get the vibration, right? That's what you say in Vedic chanting. You go to temple, you get vibration. It's all positive energy. You call Vedas and mantras, whatever. But there are positive energy. We talk in scientific terms. They're all called positive energy and vibration. You know, you learn about quantum mechanics and whatnot, actually, right? Black body radiation and all you read in physics, right? Now, temple is all about that, right? So let me not get into that stuff and spiritual stuff, but I'm telling, right? So there is a reason for everything, what our ancestors did, right? So you see wherever you get positive energy, yeah, if you don't believe in God, you go to a place where you get positive energy, right? So you have to create the positive energy or be with the people who give you positive energy, right? Then you can change the world. You think positively. So I'm going to have a session very soon. Let me tell you that. Let me finish this and come there, right? So you think positively and it's possible to do anything, right? Sky is the limit, as people say, right? So I want each one of you to think sky is the limit. And as the Three Idiots movie says, right? All is well, all is well. I don't know what Tamil the equivalent word the Vijay says. All is same thing. So all is well, all is well. So keep saying that, right? So that helps a lot. It saved the baby's life, when you see the movie, right? So you keep saying all is well when you have negative energy, right? So that's the way, you need to have the perception, right? Okay, come talking about the positive thinking, right? So I got introduced to a nice, very fantastic guy yesterday. He's running his own company. His name is Swaroop. He's in somewhere in Nagpur side. And I told him, and he is also doing a training business. He was a teacher somewhere in a college. He was a placement officer, and he did a lot of things. And he's doing his own training. So he's doing a training. I'll forward you this group, but there is no compulsion. If you are interested, you can do that course. If you want to become an entrepreneur, he has a lot of. He's running a course. He's charging very less amount for that, right? So let me know if any of your I'll not forward, but yeah, anybody is interested, just ping me because I don't want to be promoting anything, right? So any of you think it's interesting, just send me a message. I'll share the information. Let me not send in the group. So I don't want to be promoting anybody here, right? So that's not good ethics, right? So anybody is interested, let me know. Want to become entrepreneur? Let me know. I'll share that particular details, right? But what I want to say, he's going to come and talk to you guys very soon in the next 2-3 weeks. He's going to talk about the power of positive thinking, right? So it's related to this. That's why I'm sharing that information. His name is Swaroop. And if you are in LinkedIn, you would have seen my post yesterday. Who are all connected to me in LinkedIn, you would have seen my post yesterday night. I tagged him and sent a post. So you can go to my LinkedIn profile and see that's better. You might not even share. So get into my LinkedIn and you see what is it I posted yesterday. Okay. Okay, sir. Puzzles. Get ready. Interesting today. Yeah, you guys read. I'm taking a break. All of you can read this. Okay, have you read? Did you read? So what's the answer?
He takes another elevator which goes only till 7th floor.
No. He hates walking. So he goes to 7th floor. Then how does he go to 10th floor? His house is in the 10th floor, right? How does he reach? He hates walking. Think lateral thinking, right? Logical thinking. You use the lateral brain.
Sir, can I answer, sir?
Yeah.
I'll just. Sir, I think the shop may be on the 3rd floor, sir.
Okay, so but he has to go to
So
ground
for
floor.
the 7th floor, he go to then the 10th floor, the remaining 7th floor.
No. He goes to ground floor to do his work, to get out of the house. Right? He has to go to shopping or any work. He has to go to ground floor. Right? He takes the elevator then, right? But coming back to his house on the 11th floor, he just go to 7th floor. After that, he has to walk stairs. But he hates walking. But he has to walk. Why is that?
My lift got stuck on the 7th floor.
No, lift is working fine, perfectly fine.
Sir, lift will not work after 7th floor, sir.
No, lift is working. That's not the right answer. Lift goes to 11th floor. There's no issue of the lift. So that's not that. Don't go in the direction. That's a wrong direction. Okay, I'll give a hint. Sometimes he goes to 11th floor on certain specific occasions. He goes to 11th floor. Certain specific days in a year he goes to 11th floor. Lift is working. That means, right? I gave a hint. So lift is just working till 11th floor. But certain days he goes to 11th floor. At specific days in a year. So that's the hint. It's it looks very hard, but it's very simple. When you tell the answer, you'll laugh at me. So think. I'll give you another minute. Okay, I'll give another hint. Do you think, right? Okay, probably I'll tell this become very simple, but let me do this. If it rains, those rainy days he goes to 11th floor. Other days, like no, he has to get it 7th floor only.
துணி காய போறதுக்காக மேல போகும்.
No man, his house is at 11th floor or the 10th floor rather, right? Yeah. If it is raining, why does he go up floor, right? He cannot துணி காயவே போட முடியாது, right? மழை பெய்யும் போது.
சார் துணி காய போட்டு எடுத்துட்டு போறானோ என்னமோ.
No, no. I think I give a hint, right? On rainy days he takes a lift to 10th floor. Other days he goes only till 7th floor. Okay, guys, enough guessing. Anyway, anyone has answer, I'll go to show the answer otherwise. No, Ishwar?
Sir, maybe Sambarla
No,
is on
sir.
the 10th floor, sir.
Pardon?
Maybe Sambarla is on the 11th floor or something.
You're very close, very close. Yeah, tell. Umbrella is right answer. So why does, when he has umbrella, he goes to 10th floor, otherwise why doesn't go? He came very close.
He keeps his umbrella there.
No, okay, enough guys. Let's give the answer. He's a dwarf, right? So his hand can reach only to the 7 button. He cannot go to 1 feet more to go to the 11, right? He cannot touch that button. He has an elevator, right? It will be arranged in 2 rows, right? So 7 you can easily raise in his hand, but he cannot touch the 10. So rainy days he has umbrella with him, right? So he uses the umbrella to touch the 10th floor button, right? It's a literal thing. It look very funny to you, but like that's how, right? Your brain has to work, right? Let's look at another thing. A man walks into the hotel, asks for a glass of water. The waiter pulls out a gun and points it at the man. The man says thank you and walks out. It's again like a very simple, but it's very differently you have to think. I'm giving all this example, like the engineering problems are that way. Your problem solving, you have to think different. You have to think different. So don't think I'm doing this for fun or something. Right? There are reasons why I'm doing all these things. You have to think very different, out of the box thinking, you say, right? You have to do that. Let me go and check my recording is happening meanwhile. Okay, it's happening. Okay. Super. Okay. Yeah, guys. Any answer? Silence.
Don't know, sir.
Okay. Shall I show the answer? Okay, he has a hiccup, right? So the waiter recognizes that he has a hiccup, some speech problem. So he gets the gun, he gets a shock. So then his hiccup is cured, no need for the water, right? Right? Correct?
Yes,
Agreed
sir.
on
Yes, sir.
that? So you have to be different, I'm telling you, right? You have so many people, you have 1 million people going to, I don't know how many graduates will graduate when you graduate in a year or 2 years from now, right? So many people are going to be out in the market and you are 10 of you have to get a job. So you have to be very different, isn't it? Agreed or no? Right? 2021 Pawan is going to graduate and 2022 rest of the 10 years are going to graduate. And I don't know how many engineers, how many electronics engineers India is going to produce. You go and look for the statistics. There'll be, I don't know how many, 50,000, 1 lakh, 10 lakhs, I have no idea. Right? So you 10 have to get a job and you have to be very different, right? Otherwise, why the hell somebody will give a job to you? Okay? So you have to have the skill. You have to be, not just the skill, your thinking ability have to be very different. Your problem solving skill have to be very different. Okay? So that's why I'm saying that. Okay, let's see this. There's a huge, this is another very different question. The very huge, large wooden house or a house like structure, which is completely empty. There's nothing in the house except for a dead man hanging from the middle of the central rafter on the rooftop, right? On the structure. There is something like, you don't see a wooden, like in the houses, you will see some wooden rails or something in the top, right? Modern days, right? Like that. So he has some wooden rails kind of in the top. So he's just found hanging there. There's a rope around his neck, which is 10 feet long. And the feet is 3 feet from the ground. And nearest wall is 20 feet away from the man, right? It is not possible to climb the walls or you cannot go to the raft, like no, on the rooftop with any other means. Yeah, but somehow he committed suicide by hanging himself on the wall. So how did he do it? There's nothing. There's no material. It's pretty empty. So how did he die? Nobody killed him. So don't think somebody killed him. So he committed suicide. The unfortunate example, negative example, but I want you to think like positively. How he could have died? How did he reach that to there to like tie the rope in the roof actually, right? Again, think out of the box. If you want, I can give a hint in a minute's time.
Came outside the house, he climbed up to the roof and then he jumped and hung himself.
No, the house is closed. The house door was locked from inside.
Sir, it's actually a dead man only.
Dead man, yeah, he died. Alive man, he killed himself. Okay, I'll give a hint. When somebody broke open the door, they found this man dead, right? They saw some puddle of water on the ground, on the floor. So that's a hint.
He poisoned himself.
No, he killed. He hanged himself. He is found hanging, right? How did he reach the rooftop to hang himself? He has to tie the rope, correct? There's some water, in the floor. Okay, guys, last chance. I'm counting up to 5. 5,
Maybe
4.
he suffocated himself and then that fellow who broke in hung him.
No. It's not a murder. It's suicide. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and here you go. All right. He had a big ice block. He climbed on top of the ice block and he hung himself. So the ice all dried and it became water. That's why you see a puddle of water on the floor. Okay. So now you go back and see when you think about all these things. So what do you think? Right? The answer is very simple, right? It looks stupid to you, right? Isn't it? Correct or not? Now you know the answer. You'll be kind of laughing at yourself, right? No? Ishwar doesn't laugh. So what do you guys all think after hearing all these things? Now, is it worth it or is it boring? Probably I'll change. I'll do something else differently in the next class if you find it boring.
Yes, sir.
I thought why I didn't get this idea. I thought like that, sir.
Is it boring or is it interesting? I want to know.
Interesting, sir.
Interesting, sir.
Interesting.
Okay, very good. Okay. But don't use the idea to commit suicide. Please don't mistake me, right? I'm putting a disclaimer, right? It's just for fun, okay? All right. So I'm not giving any ideas or something here. I'm putting a disclaimer, okay? Okay. So yeah, it's just for fun. So your idea is that you are 360 degrees, right? So probably I'll get somebody to talk about how power of Balaji already talks about the power of thinking, right? So you have the 360 degree views around you. So you have to think from every single angle. When you want to solve a problem, you think from each one of those 360 degrees. You mean all directions you have to think. Then only you can find a solution to a problem. No, don't go in unidirection. Like a horse, no, they put that kadivalam, what you call in Tamil, right? Goes in one direction, right? No, it doesn't think. Or a sheep, one sheep jumps, it's a stick, put a stick, a sheep jumps the stick, and you remove the stick. Every single sheep following that thing will keep jumping similarly, right? So don't do that, right? You have to be very different. You have to think from all directions. Then only you can get a good solution to a problem. Okay? So that's why I'm telling you all these things. There's no other reason. Okay, and quick thing before I get on to the serious stuff, right? So I sent one of the PDF in the last class about my upcoming seminar. You guys got a chance to go through that? Ishwar, did you see? No. Who else saw? Did anyone read it? About the webinar, campus to corporate, right? I have third year, fourth year, and the MTech students in mind when I designed that particular thing. Basically, you guys, right?
Sir, I saw something, the project you're going to do, I hope so, sir.
Who's that? Is it Pavan? Whose voice is this?
Shankar Narayanan, sir.
Okay. Who else read? If you don't read, say you didn't read, it's okay. I'm not giving you punishment, right?
I read, sir. I think the project you are asked to discuss the topic and all, sir.
Yeah.
I think
So I sent actually the PPT. Now we have the tie-up with IEEE. So on September 15th is Engineers Day. So we are going to start on Engineers Day. Right? I told you last time, right? So there's a good traction happening there. We are getting some good speakers to talk. So we'll go and have a month, and so all you guys will be part of it by default, right? Don't bother about it, right? So all 10 of you will definitely attend. You'll get invites. I'll register you guys, right? and we'll do that. And the colleges also, I spoke, I think the HOD from the Enathur Institute, he spoke to me and I told him what I want and he told he'll get back. And there's a good traction on SVC side also. So SVC guys also will get back. I sent it to Wales director also. So he said to reply back to me. I'll call him on tomorrow on Monday. I'll just ping him. I'll talk to him, right? So good traction. It's winning. It's a lot of amazing things are going to happen. Just wait and watch for next 2 months, right? It's going to be one of the amazing event. I'm able to foresee that, right? Right. I don't know how much money we'll raise. That's the second part. But how much attention and how difference we are going to make to the students' life at the end of it, it's going to be phenomenal, right? That's one part. Second part is I've been talking to some of the SVC alumni in the week of probably next week or week after that, the week of August 17th, not the week after that, right? So I'm going to talk to address the SVC students, the 3rd year and 4th year students. The making of SOC topic you heard, right? I'm going to repeat that, right? And I want the SVC guys, 3 guys, at least some of you have to come and attend that, right? I'll end of the session. I'll have some of you guys to come and talk about, because you already know what is the making of SOC, right? I presented in the beginning. Hope you all attended. You remember that, right? I'm going to repeat that same thing again. So I'll make some of you talk for 5 minutes or 10 minutes at the end. So you will have to share your thoughts on about the particular lecture, the making of SOC. Okay? Agreed? Vishnu, Balaji, Bhuvanesh?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
you already know what I'm going to talk. So in the end, you have to come and one of you will have to come, or all 3 of you maybe, right? Come and talk for a couple of minutes. Just share your thoughts, how the making of SOC, like what things are there, what feedback, and things like that, right? So people will understand. So basically, you got to re-energize the people, right? This is like a wildfire. So 3 of you are coming. You should go and energize 3 more people to come and get into VLSA and learn things, right? So like that, it has like a chain reaction you have to spread. So that's why I'm trying to do things differently. I don't have time. I could have told SVC guys, you get lost. I have no time. I don't have time. You ask Kishore, he'll tell, I get about 4:30 a.m. in the morning. I go to bed by 10:30 every day, right? So I don't have time, but still I'm doing because of my passion. I want to help you guys. So that's the reason, right? Not because whatever other reasons, right? Okay. So FSM, let's go. I think we have 40 minutes. So in this today, right, I'm not going to show you any Verilog code. By the way, going back, right, we rushed through a test bench example in the last class. So anyone you want to repeat that again? Whatever example, this example we are going through, right? Should I repeat this example again? Example I showed, right? I don't know which example we are saying. I think one of these examples, I suppose, right? You want me to go through that thing first, or you all understood?
Yes, sir. We talked about melee machine, sir.
Yeah, whichever. Yeah, you guys understood that the test bench. I wrote a test bench in no time, right? And we spent less than 5 minutes there. So should I start again, or you guys all understood that? Because I was told, one of you told I'll go through and ask you questions. I didn't get any questions, right? So should I assume you have went through no questions, or you have not seen it, or you want to see now? So what should I assume? Ishwar, what do you want?
I can ask you a question later also. It's not a problem for me.
Okay, very good. So Vishnu, Pavan, Balaji, Shankar Narayanan.
Sir, myself, Pawan, I didn't see, sir, because of some other work.
Okay.
Today I'll see, sir.
Okay, you will see, then you'll come back to me. Very good. Okay, how about others? So how do you want? So you want to tell what this way or that way, man? Just keeping quiet doesn't work, right? You want me to repeat? So please tell, I'll repeat. Right? If you say I'll see and get back, I'm okay with that. Whatever you want, I'm okay with that, man.
Sir, I will see today, sir.
Okay, fine. So let's do that. You see today, and probably we'll class tomorrow 15 minutes earlier if needed. Right? 7 o'clock we have that invited guest, right? So if you have questions, you send me a message by 12 noon tomorrow. So I'll start 15 minutes before, and yeah, we'll talk about it, okay? Or 15 minutes after the class. Either way is fine. Okay. So go through that and let me know if you want any help. Okay, I'll do it that way. Okay. So today we are going to talk about another example. I'm using all non-engineering example. We'll go to all the digital example as we move forward, right? So next year will do a lot of state machines with a real life problem, with electronics problem. So I want to do some non-technical problems to make you understand the concepts. Right? If you tell electronics, you get bored, right? So I want to understand the concepts. That's why I'm showing you some real life examples, right? You all know what the traffic light controller, right? Right, all of you have seen it. I think we saw the example. Somebody told traffic light controller, for example, for state machines, the first class, right? So there is 4 roads, right? It's inside a college campus. It's academic labs. There's a dormitories are there. Your hostels are avenue. There's a dining hall, boulevard, one light, and it's called one word's called fields and those things, right? So A and B. So we call academic and avenue. That's called A line, and this is called B line, right? Where the fields and dining hall is, there is B. So there are 2 traffic lights, traffic light A and traffic light B. We are simplifying it. There is not 4 lights, there are only 2 lights. Traffic light A and traffic light B, right? The sensors, T is a sensor, right? You have 2 sensors and there are 4 lights, but there are only essentially 2. It's a 2-way traffic. Either you go this way or you go that way, right? Okay, there are 4 lights, but there are two, like LA and LB, and there are 2 sensors. And traffic lights work based on sensors actually, right? Okay, understand the problem? There are 2 sensors, TA and TB. That is true. When the traffic is happening there, that sensor will become active, right? There will be a sensor on the road. Any vehicle passing, it will get activated, correct? And lights is LA and LB. Traffic lights is LA and LB. If LA is green, LB remains green as long as A has cars, not cars. It's a spelling mistake, right? Cars. So TA is 1. As long as the LA is green, so if the cars are going on that particular direction, it will remain green. Right? It's a very simple problem. I'm not complicating the things. If you go and implement this in Chennai, always only one guy will keep going, other guy will not go. It's stuck forever, right? Yeah, I'm simplifying the problem so that you understand the concept. Okay, so it's not a real life; it's close to real life. So maybe in a village it may work. But if you leave the real example, only one guy, one way direct traffic will go. You're not doing that, right? LB is green. As long as the cars keep going there, LB will remain green. Okay, that way. And the light color change this way. It can go green to red. That is allowed combination. Yellow to red is allowed, and red to green is allowed. So these are allowed combinations. You cannot go from green to yellow or whatever, right? Those are all illegal combinations. You can go from green to red, right? You're going, you're stopping. Yellow to red. You can go to yellow, right? You're about to stop, right? That's allowed. You can go from red to green also you can go. Red to yellow it cannot go, but red to green it can go. So these are the possible color combinations. So is the problem clear? The problem is clear, then only you'll be able to solve the state machine. So I'll give you more problems. You have to understand the problem first. If you don't understand this, let's not proceed further. Then I'll show you how to draw the timing diagram, how to block diagram, and the state machine for that. But I'll not show you how to write Verilog code. You have to write Verilog code on your own. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So you understand the problem, right? Is it clear to everyone? Bhunesh.
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Understood, sir.
Very good. Shankar Narayan, clear? Ishwar, clear? Okay, let's proceed. Somebody has questions, ask, I'll get back. Okay, so what are the inputs and outputs, right? Your clock, reset, it's not M, just RST and comma, right? It's a spelling mistake. It's a clock, it's a reset. TA is the sensors, right? TA and TB, sensor output. It will be true, it will be 1 if the traffic is 0, there is no traffic, right? Your sensor output and you have light, the sensor input and light output. So this is going to traffic light connection, the red, green and yellow, LA and LB, right? So very simplified block diagram, okay? So let's look at the timing diagram. I didn't have time to join the timing designer, so I had to do it manually, right? So clock, the reset, right? So you are in the S0 state. First you have to draw a timing diagram, then only the state diagram. That's what I told you in the class, right? So I drew a timing diagram. So you're in S0, when the reset comes, you are in the S0. It's not idle, call S0. Your TA comes, you get the cars started coming suddenly, right? TA. So what happens? So you remain in the S0. When the traffic is ending there, the green light goes down, right? There's no traffic. You have to go to yellow, right? This S0 is green. So if it's green, it goes to yellow basically, right? It go to yellow, it has to stop, it has to go to red. So 1 clock, it goes to yellow state. Yellow will remain for 1 clock, right? Whatever the clock period, it depends upon that, right? You're green, this was green state. You went to yellow, from yellow you go to red. So TA is getting red, but now the TB will start. So the B direction will go green. and traffic will flow. That from there you are going to green to red again, and then the traffic A will start. Right? This remain as long as it remains on. It is like kind of continuous. It's not just 2 clocks. It can be any number of clocks. Right? As long as TA is on, it stays in the S2 state. Then while going from S0 state, when it goes to S2, only 1 clock it will wait for orange state, then it goes to red. When it is red, because the other signal comes, it goes to green. The TB goes to green, the B light grows. When the traffic ends the B channel, you go to the orange state, and then you go back to the red. Then other traffic starts. Green for the A channel. So that's how the timing diagram looks like. Okay.
So when
Yeah.
So when TA and TB are both are same one, what will be the output, sir?
Yeah, that is not defined in this case, right? You look at the problem statement, right? What did it say, right? As long as TA remains green, TA is 1, the LA will remain green. So no question of cars are there, it will not honor. It's priority, right? Your arbiter kind of thing. So these are the highest priority, right? That's what it says. As long as the vehicle come in the A direction, so this only keep other direction has to wait till the traffic dies here. Okay. It may be a timer.
Okay,
it may be
sir.
waiting for a few seconds. Maybe for a half a minute there is no traffic. That's all not defined here, right? I'm just assuming. So for half a minute there is no traffic, then the TA will go down and the other direction traffic can happen. So let's assume that way, right? So he has to wait.
Practically,
Pardon?
if it is designed like this, we don't define TA and TB when both are same, sir. So
Yeah.
if it's practically applied, designed, what
It
will
is
be
not
the
practical. I'm telling you, it's only a hypothetical example. It's not a practical, right? It's a very
Okay, sir.
simplified version of the traffic light controller. Okay.
Sir, if it is designed practically, what will be the output, sir? When TA and TB both are green.
It will not be green. You cannot give
will-
green to both. You cannot give green to both the sides, right? Okay. You have traffic. Let me give a practical example, right? In today's world, in Chennai, let's assume Chennai, right? Mount Road. Let's take something like that. Mount Road in Chennai, right? Where the peak traffic in 1,000 lights traffic signal or whatever, actually, right? So the traffic coming all direction always. So what they do is they allow one direction. They'll put a timer for 2 minutes. The traffic goes in that direction. Other guys will wait. So timer ends after the 2 minutes. It goes from orange to red. Then other timer starts. The traffic goes in the other direction. After that, timer ends. That will stop. Then other direction will start. Right. That's what happens today.
Yes, sir. But here we use two sensors, TA and TB, sir.
Yeah.
If TA side is traffic is high, LA is green. LA
Correct.
is on, sir.
Correct.
If both side TA and TB are in high traffic, then the LA and LB both will glow, sir.
No, only LA will grow. I told that is a highest priority, right? I told this one has a highest priority, and you both cannot grow. You'll get accident, right?
Sir, yes, sir. How will you find that priority, sir?
Yeah, that you have to define. You are the designer, right? So you have to understand
Yes, sir,
the specifications. You have to understand the specifications. The specifications are not
Sir,
very
yes.
clear. Sometimes, see, this is exactly the problem solving comes, right? This is a classical
Yes, sir.
example of problem solving. When customer gives a requirement to you, he gives a vague definition sometimes. You cannot go and ask this specific customer sometimes. You can ask sometimes, but sometimes you cannot ask also. You have to make some assumptions
Yes,
sometimes,
sir,
right?
Yes, sir. I can understand, sir. We didn't design such a way, not like such a way, sir. But if we design, sir, if we design, what will happen, sir?
No, you
So
cannot.
we don't.
Accident will happen, man. Accident will happen. You give green to both the direction, you'll collide. Accidents will happen, right?
Sir, it's okay, sir. In circuit, what will happen, sir? It
No, we'll
say
not.
idle.
Your
Say
priority.
idle.
No, we'll have to code. There's a if. Let me talk it very loud, right? If TA, then you be in that particular state. That I'll show you the state machine example, right? If TA is 1, you will remain in a state where LA is always 1. You'll never go to the next state. When TA
So
is 0,
stays
then
on
only look at the TB.
So it stays on the previous stage.
Pardon?
It stays on the previous stage. Yes, sir.
Exactly. You look at the example.
Okay,
See,
sir.
let's talk about a specific example, right? So you reset, you are the S0. By default, the TA is 1, the LA is green and LB is red. Okay. When TA goes low, then only it goes to yellow state. It always remains here. It doesn't care about the TB here when you're in this state. TB can be 1, it can be 0, it can be X. You don't care. Correct?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. I understand.
Understand? That answers your
Yes,
question.
sir.
Right? So
Yes,
I can
sir.
show, you can draw timing diagram to be explicit. You can also draw a timing diagram, can put TB equal to 1. Still it'll remain in a 0 state only always. I gave a simple case. So you have to draw all combinations, possible combination when you do the timing diagrams. Okay. Exactly. To answer those kind of questions, to think, if you draw a timing diagram, you'll be thinking all possible conditions. You have to think out of the box. Think 360 degrees. Right? This is what exactly happens in the companies, right? You will get an incorrect specification. But engineers' job to figure it out. What is there? What is not there? What is, people can always, if you tell something, people always do. But what is not there, you have to find out that. That's your job. Right? That comes the experience. I'm trying to teach you that skill now. Right? I'll tell you, you go from here to from Madipakam to Santavasmount, you go. You said Ishwar, he'll go. I tell you go to somewhere and buy something, then Ishwar has no idea. I tell you go wherever you want, you buy, get me a packet of milk. I say you may go do it, right? I say you have to go and buy me a computer from somewhere, but get me a cheap price. I'll tell you. What will you do? Cheapest price in Chennai, you have to go and get me. You have 2 days. I'll tell you. What will you do? You can't go to Amazon. You have to go to somewhere and buy it. But what
I have
do?
to search.
You have to search. There is no internet.
No internet, scratch made.
You go to Richie Street, you go to some place where you find out where is electronic shop, you talk to some people, right? So you have to do some work, right? You do some talking, you do some data collection, right? Same way, some vague information sometimes we give you, right? Like I told, right? I tell Ishwar to go and buy a computer, cheapest thing available in the Chennai. You cannot go to Amazon. With Amazon, you can go to search and buy it in 5 minutes, right? I give him 1 lakh rupees, give me best computer, cheap computer, I tell him, right? So what does it do? So he has to do some analysis, right? You have to go talk to 10 people. There's no internet. So you have to talk to 10 people, 20 people, collect the data, then find out which shops, call people, and then he has to go and do that, right? So you have to do that work. So you have to find out where vaguely defined problems is what actually your work. Engineers are meant to do that kind of work, right? So any problem is given, understand what is given, what is hidden there, what is not defined. You write down exactly what Vishnu or whoever asked me that question, right? Excellent. So you have to think that way. Find out the hiding things, which is not explicit. Write it down. Think through. Ask questions to your manager or your leader, or to your whoever is training you. Ask questions, or to yourself. And you try and define. If it is that, can it be like this? You try and define your own situations, hypothesis. Then you go and ask, is incomplete definition, but this is what I'm assuming. Is it correct? Then he'll be so happy, right? Instead of saying, oh, this problem is different, I cannot work. You give me a full specification. You'll never get a full specification in the life. Right? I want to marry a most beautiful female in the earth. Is it a hypothetical problem, right? Very subjective. So if you do that, you'll always remain bachelor if you look at that kind of a thing, actually, right? There's something called the best women, right? So you have to look at what you want. There's some trade-offs and whatever, actually, right? So same way, you have to, any problem is given, it will be a half incomplete or whatever. I think mathematics would all study this. There is a particular term for this, right? I forgot the term. So you have to half complete problem or something they call. Is that right, Ishwar? Have you studied into mathematics? This is a particular example of the mathematics for this. I forgot the name. Right? So NP complete or whatever. I forgot. You go and search or you ask your mathematics professor, he'll tell you. Right? So incomplete problem, that's what is your challenge. You have to find out incomplete areas, write it down, think yourself, can it be like this? Can it be like this? Right? And then you see. Okay? Agree? Okay. So
Okay,
that's your
sir.
job. So I'll give you some examples like that. Like that's extremely, you have to be trained on that for next 1 year. I want you to think a lot of problems will come like that, incomplete problems. That's the challenge for engineers. Unfortunately today, the fresh grads coming to the companies, they don't have that knowledge because they don't teach in college, right? Anyone get teach in the college? No, absolutely no. Right? So you have to do, these are industry experts, you have to be doing it, right? So green to red, you go yellow to red, right? Then automatically after 1 o'clock you go to red to green. There you look at only TB, you don't look at TA. TB is high, it remains there, you be giving the LA red and LB green. When TB goes low, not of TB, then when you go to, you be turn the LB to yellow, this will be still red. After 1 o'clock you go there, you turn on the green. Okay? Even if the TA is not 1, see here, even if TA is not 1, you are turning on the green. Just because TB is not there, right? There is no traffic on, assume there is no traffic anywhere. So TA will remain on by default. In the midnight you go, right? There's no traffic. So TA will remain on always. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
So you will have to write a Verilog code state machine for this and write a test bench and verify that. Okay? And this is how you construct. You have to look at your problem. This is a problem statement you will get. You have to understand there will be incomplete problem, like Vishnu was asking, there will be incomplete. You have to assume certain things, you write down what is assumption, you are doing assumption. It is okay, right? So purposely this example is done. So you have to assume something, it's okay to assume, but you document what assumption you make. Right? And that should be a logical assumption. Don't look at illogical. I'll make both TA and both LA and LB both will be on. So it is illogical actually, right? Make some logical things. Then understand the problem statement, draw a block diagram, find your input outputs, draw the block diagram, second step. Third step, draw the timing diagrams, various scenarios. What will happen if TA and TB both are 1? What happens if nothing is on? What happens if both come together at the same time? What happens when 1 nanosecond before, 1 nanosecond after? All the scenarios you have to draw the timing diagram, okay, for the given problem. Then you draw the state diagram based on the timing diagram. This helps you to understand the problem properly. If you draw a timing diagram, it gives a good understanding. What happens if both comes together? What happens if nothing is active? All scenarios, and this will help you to verify properly. If you write this case, you can write a fantastic test bench you can write. Correct or not? Right, Ishwar? Right, so you have to draw, I'll show only one, you have to draw 10 waveforms, 20 waveforms you have to draw. Draw in your notebook, you don't go to waveform editor, you draw in the notebook. Like this, what I have done, right? Take a notebook, keep in this direction, draw a clock and draw waveforms like this. Draw with the pencil so you can erase it. Right? So then you draw the state diagram, then the Verilog code, then verify it. That's a process. I repeat, understand the problem very clearly, read 10 times, understand the problem. Draw this kind of diagram so help you to understand better. Okay. Then write assumptions. Something is not complete problem. You understand what is given, what is not given. You write it down after this. Some conditions are illegal. You cannot go from green to yellow, whatever. Right? You write it down. That is illegal. You define all these things. Right. Then you draw a block diagram. What is your input? What is your output? Right. You write it down. Third step, draw timing diagrams. Draw many timing diagrams, not just one. All possible cases you document it and draw timing diagrams. Then based on that, you design your state machine like this. Then write your Verilog RTL code based on this. Then you write test bench. Then you verify the results. And when you write test bench, all these waveforms will be useful to you to verify all possible conditions. It will be thoroughly verified. So that's how you have to approach any problem. Okay. And yes, you're going to see state machine every single class from now on for next 1 year. So I'm trying to prepare you for what you're going to see for the rest of the year. If you miss this class, you have to help your other friends. That's the only thing I can tell. Or if they come and request me if I have time, I'll do a repeat class for them. It's extremely important, guys. Right? It's like, your table, multiplication table, right? If you have 3 table, 4 table, like, in the first time you learn, use it for the rest of the life, correct? Same way, if you learn this concept, you will use it for the rest of the life, assuming that you are working in a core company in VLSI. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Another example. See, this another example is modified. Same thing. Okay. So let's see. If LA is green, what happens? The LA turns on to green. What happens, right? No cars on either side A or B. Nothing, no traffic. It's a little more clear. There's some junior guy read those specifications. The customer has no knowledge. He wrote, right? Maybe like some politician coming and defining a traffic light. This slightly clever guy is writing this example, right? Requirement. See this, it's a little more clever. No cars either side. You keep the light LA green. Wait for no traffic. Wait for 16 cycles, right? Car waiting on both A or B. You look at which car is waiting. Change the light after 16 cycles. Car waiting only on A. LA stays green. Car waiting only on B. Change the light. And this is a sequence. Same thing as before. Green to red, yellow to red, and red to green. These are only 3 color combinations. Same thing you repeat. Change A to B, change it and you repeat the same thing for the light B. Okay? Here's a problem here. No cars either side on A or B. It is always green by default. That's what we saw previously, right? And no car, they change the light after 16 cycles. What do you change? You change one of these conditions. Green go to yellow. After yellow, you go to red. Right? You wait for 16 cycles. Then, if you have car waiting on both the sides, if car coming on both the sides, right? What do? You change the light after 16 cycles, right? So you're indifferently, you're not waiting here. Car waiting only on the A, there's no traffic on B, that means you stay in the green, you allow that, which is logical, right? There is nobody coming on B, then you allow traffic on coming on A. That's logical. So cars waiting only on the B, right? There's nobody here, but the traffic on the other side, you change the light. So this is more realistic, right? Now these are allowed combinations. And same logical way, you repeat for the B green also. But I have not written that. So is it clear or should I repeat? Okay, let me repeat again. Should I repeat?
Yes, sir. Once.
Yeah, I'll repeat once more. I'll do it a little more slowly, right? So the LA is green. So we are assuming on that case, we are assuming the light is green, right? When what condition there is green? This case, right? It's like under below conditions, LA can be green, right? There are no cars coming on the A or B direction, right? So if the light is green, you wait for 16 cycles, you change the light, and this is the sequence for the changing the light. Okay. If the cars are waiting on both ends, A and B, right? Right? So you change a light after 16 cycles. Okay? The car waiting only on the A, there's no traffic on the B, you let the A be on always. The car waiting only on the B, there's no traffic on the A, you change the light. Right? Then this is the order for A. So only this you have to battle, 4 conditions. This is how the sequence for light change, and this is the same thing repeats on the B case also. Make sense? You read it. You may not understand, that's fine. You read it 10 times, you ask me question tomorrow, I'll explain if you have still questions. If you read it 10 times, you'll understand. Still, if it's incomplete, you assume something. Okay? Okay, so if you don't understand, don't bother. Read it. If you have any doubts, ask me tomorrow.
Yes,
okay.
Sir, it's clear, sir.
Yeah, so let's see. So same thing, right? You have same lights, clock, reset, but 2 additional inputs. Right? There's a counter, right? I told there's for 16 cycles you have to wait. That means you need a 4-bit counter. Correct? 0 to 15 you have to count. Correct? So you need a reset. You have to reset the counter sometimes. CR, CT. So already CT true. The counter reaches 15. So it has given indicator, right? You exited the time. So you have to reset. You don't 15 audible goes to 0, or sometimes you have to, when car comes in between, you have to reset to 0, right? Understand? Either you wait for 16 cycles, or if any traffic comes in between, you have to reset that, right? Correct? So then you have to, that's why you need CR and CT. Now you understand why CR and CT are needed? Is it clear? CT is
Yes,
a
sir.
default timeout. It's like a watchdog, right? Nothing happens. You go by default after 16 clocks, you turn it off. So that is the thing, right? Reset. Somewhere now you are not counted till 16, but there is no traffic, but you have to go to switch to other side. Then use the reset way, right? So you generate all these conditions based on the state machine. This is called control. This is called control path. I told you that called control path and data path, important concepts. I'm going to talk in more detail in the coming weeks, but I'm going to build on top of this example. So there is something called, this is a control path, state machine's control path. Your counters, marks, all this is not called data paths. Okay? Because this is controlling something, right? So it's called control path. This data, your data is moving like this. So what is this thing? This is a reset. This is a mux. So when the reset comes, you have to send 0 zeros. If it is not reset, you have to retain the previous value, right? That is that path. And you have 4 flip-flops counting. It's not a counter. They simply implemented. You have 4 flip-flops. You'll either take 0 or take the previous value. And you have an adder here. So you take this flip-flop value, you increment by 1. You create 1, you add. It is basically a counter, but you are reviewing like a flip-flop. You add adder and mux basically, right? You can write like this also. You're adding a 1 and you feed back, right? And CT you generated the sorry. Oops. CT is what? The true, right? When all bits are 1, you add everything, all the bits to 1. If all bits are become 1, now this bit will CT will be 1, correct? So now this is how you have to do your block diagram. You have to understand the problem statement, draw this kind of diagram. I have not drawn, you have to draw timing diagrams. I have not drawn timing, I'm skipping it. So that is your homework. You draw timing diagrams, you draw the FSM diagram for this. But I've given the block diagram to you. You have to consider, next example I'll do it, you have to construct a block diagram on your own. I have defined the problem, I gave you one input, but you are now previously I showed everything, right? I gave timing diagram, I gave state diagram, I told you do only coding and simulation. Now I'm telling, I'm giving a block diagram, you draw the timing diagrams, you draw the FSM, then you do the coding and simulation. Next time I'll give only problem statement, you have to do everything. Okay? So one step at a time, right? That's how the baby learns to walk. Now it crawls first, then it holds somebody's hand, it walks step by step, then it starts walking on its own, correct? It's the same way. Same concept. One variable at a time. So that's my methodology. Understand? So try it
Yes,
out.
sir.
You may not succeed to try it out. Okay. It's okay if you don't get it. I'll help you. Okay. So you take your time, but you complete. You take 1 week also. I'm fine. You complete by next week Saturday. I'm fine with this. Okay. So you don't have to complete by next class. You take 1 week's time and you complete it. By next Saturday you have to submit this. Sequence detector. This is again interesting. Yeah, let's spend another 10-15 minutes on complete, man. We have 5 minutes to go, but let's spend time. Because I don't want to come back to statement. There are a lot more things to cover. I think because we are talking about some general things at the beginning, right? So let me spend 5 additional minutes on cover. Right, sequence detector, we spoke about it, right? This assignment, you have to solve this in the same way, right? Block diagram, timing diagram, state diagram, RTL code, test bench, simulation. So all these things you'll have to do, right? Create a string matching tree. I'll tell you what is string matching tree. You will create that. State output equal to 1 if the pattern is contained along the path. String matching tree is basically a state machine. Okay, assume that. It's like a tree. State machine is like a tree, right? You can see, right? It's like something like a tree. And there are multiple branches will come. That's why you call it as a tree here, right? So create a string matching tree. You have to detect a match a string, which is a sequence detector. When the string matches, you have to generate a 1. The pattern coming along the path, you have to generate a 1, right? So there is something called a failure edge. Find the longest suffix of the string seen so far and the transit to corresponding prefix state. What does it mean? You know what is the suffix and prefix? What is suffix and prefix in English terms?
I think it's something that comes after.
Yeah, what
Sir,
comes
Dunya
It's,
Finna, sir. It's an
from the
sir,
after?
undisturbed is an unisoned suffix, sir.
No, give me some simple example. You have a name. Let me give an example, right? I'm writing S
due
Hariharan.
to
Put Mr. S Hariharan, MTech. Mr. is a prefix. MTech is a suffix,
prefix.
right? I put Mr. S Hariharan, right? MTech. So Mr. is a prefix, MTech is suffix, and the actual string is the name, right? So that is suffix. So you're saying after the string, there is something comes after that. So you have to find what is the thing after coming that. You have to detect that also. And something can come before that also. You have to detect. Basically, overlapping patterns, what I told you, right, in last class. So that you have to find. That's what it means, basically, okay? So assign. So see, there are 2 assignments here. So there are patterns coming like this. You have to detect all these 3 patterns with the same state machine, right? 1101 can come. Something wrong here. Let me correct this. 1101, 11. Oh no, it's different. Sorry, 1101, 1011, and 101. Any of these 3 pattern comes, is a single state machine. You have to detect all the 3 patterns. Okay. Assignment 2, all ones, 1011 and 101. All the 3 patterns you have to detect with a single FSM. Okay. You take your own time. 10 days also is fine, but you have to do. So that is 1 week, and let's say this is 10 days. So that is due on 15th. This is due on 20th. Let's say something like that, right? So you have somebody write down the dates. Yeah, I'm not writing down anything. So yeah, so write down. So that first problem you take 1 week. This you take 10 days. Okay. So now you have to do everything. First, what is the first thing? You have to draw. What do you have to draw?
Block diagram.
Block diagram first. Point number 2.
Timing diagram.
Timing diagram. How many timing diagrams? Multiple timing diagrams you have to draw. All the cases. Point number 3.
State diagram.
State diagram. Very good. State diagram should cover all the 3 patterns. Your time diagram, state diagram should cover all the patterns. Point number 4. Verilog RTL code. Verilog RTL code. That's the design part of it, right? Point number 5.
Test bench.
Test bench, which cover all the timing, all the possible conditions should cover. Point number 6.
Execute.
Simulate and verify all the inputs are probably checking or not. So if you've done all these things, you are done. You're thorough. So 6 steps, right? So you write it down, and now you have to do all these things and show. So this looks like a mini project. If you do that, it's very easy for you to do anything, any complex things you can do in your life. But getting the basics right. But don't miss it. If you're not submitting, then you have to take it very seriously. And you take 2 weeks, you please take, but you have to finish it. The more time you take, no, it'll become more difficult. I'll be moving a little bit faster now on. I don't know how much time I spent. I probably am going to put some schedules, because otherwise time will go away. We will not complete half the portion. We will not complete 1 year, or we have to take more classes. I'm doing only 3 classes per week, right? I'm not doing 4. Fourth is generic class. Right, so I need your feedback. I'll talk to you one-on-one, understand. I'll try and customize it based on the speed, how it goes, what you want. We'll make it. My idea is that all 10 of you, 11 of you should understand everything. Then only I want to. So it's not that I want to finish the course and get away, right? But yeah, as long as you guys show interest, that's my intention. But if none of you, only one guy shows the class, then I'll have to change my intention actually, right? If all 10 of you are serious, then I'll be serious. If you say, it's my time pass a lot, then I also do something else. That's all, right? So it depends on what kind of feedback you want. I'll be ready to help you. As simple as that. Okay. So next 5 minutes we spoke on this, right? Latches. You all remember what is a latch, right? What is a latch? Pavan. Shankar Narayanan. What is latch? Balaji, what is latch? Are you there? Or people are left or slept?
Sir,
What is latch?
sir, output changes immediately when input changes.
With the?
With immediately when the input changes.
Correct, but no, that has to come. Latch is a sequential element. That's what you should start, right?
Yes.
You have to give introduction, right? Latch is not a combination. There are 2 parts. Combinational, sequential. Latch is what? It's a sequential. Latch is a sequential element which is transparent. When based on enable, it's like a gate. When enable is 1, input passes to output like a gate. When enable is 0, it takes the previous state. Correct? Agreed?
Yeah.
That's how you should be telling. I'll repeat. Latch is a sequential element which is transparent. When the enable is 1, it passes all the input like a gate to the output. It becomes a simple buffer. When enable is not active, the output retains in the previous state. It's like a level crossing, I told you, right? Remember, level crossing is open, it opens everything. Level crossing is closed, everyone stops there. Wherever they were there, they're stopping, right? Remember everything. That's why I give you examples. Even if you wake up in the midnight and ask this question, you should tell. Correct? Did I tell the level crossing example to you? Yes or no, man? Guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you have to remember. See, guys, I need some feedback. See, we are not meeting real time, so I cannot see your reaction. You're frowning at me, you're laughing at me. I cannot make out, unfortunately, right? Right? You have to wait for a few more weeks before we meet in person, right? Right? So it's really hard to do it online, but we are doing our best, right? It's painful for you also, understand. For everyone, it's painful, right? So latch is like a level crossing, right? Now you understand. You should not forget what is latch for the rest of the life, right, Ishwar? I'm going to wake you in the midnight early morning 5 a.m. and ask you this question tomorrow, okay? Okay, fine. This is golden. You have to remember this for rest of the year or rest of the life. This is like a Bible or a Bhagavad Gita or whatever you call, right? Latches are almost unintentionally inferred by poorly written source code or RTL code. I told you, did I tell you? If you made the if then else statement, if you made the else statement, if you miss it, what did it tell? You infer latch. Did I tell you? You write if then else statement in a combinational block, not a sequential block. Let me show you example. Pointer options pen. I think I should go type. Let me take a notepad and type, and that'll be better, right? This is easy. It's not right in there. If always at A or B or cell. If cell. This is a combination of sequential logic.
It's combination.
Else A. Right? I'm not writing else. I just write end. That's all. What happens now? It's a latch, right? If I write else Z equal to B, what does it become? What component is this? What is this component? What is the other component? What is this component? And what is this component? Both are combination logic, agree? This is not a sequential, correct? There is no passage of clock. So you can say these both are combination logic. It's not a sequential, agreed? So it's a combination logic, right? Combinational logic. So what type of combination logic? or combination logic. Okay. So, but what kind of combination logic is this? This is a flip flop. Flip flop is combinational. Come on, guys, give me a break.
Multiplexer.
Huh? Pardon?
Multiplexer, sir.
Very good. Excellent. This is a mux. Correct, Ishwar. Cell is one, is A, otherwise it's B. It's a mux. Right. Agreed, Ishwar. Ishwar has a question. What is that, Ishwar? You're not convinced. So why it is
rather confused.
Yeah, so who said mux? Can you explain why it is a mux? Balaji, right? Who said it's a
Sir,
mux?
Yes, sir.
Based on the condition of cell, it goes to either of the states.
Right. So let me come to this window and draw, right? Mux. Right? Cell A, B, and Z. Fine one. Alright? Now you understand? So this is a mux. So what is this logic?
It's a latch.
Why it is a latch?
If select is 0, nothing is defined.
Yeah, it's like select is 1, you go A. It is not defined, what happens? It remains the previous state.
Undefined.
Not undefined, when previous value. Don't say undefined. When select is 0, select is 1, it's like a railway crossing. When gate is open, traffic flows. Gate is closed, what happens? Everyone stands there, right? So why it is undefined? You say, what will happen to the car? I don't know, it will not say. Car stands is where it stands, right? When the gate is closed. Car cannot move. Will you tell, I don't know where car goes, right? Car stands there till the gate opens, it has to wait there. It cannot go behind because so many vehicles are standing behind. Correct? Agreed? Agreed, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so this is the latch. So very simple. One line you change, how the behavior changes, right? So that is a poor example. You miss this, you make a mistake, so your behavior changes. So that's what I mean here. Okay? Missing else statement, poorly inferred written code. Okay? So forget about this. I'll give a hint, but we'll definitely talk about that multiple times. But remember this. What is STA? Remember I told STA in the first class. If you are not, go and refer. Certain buzzwords you have to remember, man. Slowly you have to remember. Static timing analysis. Write down now. STA. Did it tell? What date did it tell? Write a date. 1 month before, close to 1 month. Right?
3 weeks.
3 weeks before. Static timing analysis. Write down now. You have paper and pen. From today's date, write down. STA means static timing analysis. What is static timing analysis? It's kind of analysis. How do you know that your circuit is working at certain speed? Right? You have to do it statically. Dynamic timing analysis is your simulation. You are running test vectors, you are running waveforms, you do a gate level simulation, I told you, right? There's a dynamic, your RTL simulation, what you do simulations today, there is no timing information there. Whatever clock speed you give, it will work. Correct? Agreed or not?
Yes, sir.
Right. Maybe I'll show you. I think next class I'll bring back my old things. Now you are a little bit more knowledgeable compared to where you were 1 month before, right? I'll bring my flow chart and probably show you in the next class, on Tuesday's class. Whatever simulation you do, there is no timing information. So it will run, it can design it. Even 2 gigahertz you run, it will run happily. 100 gigahertz it will run happily. When you synthesize it, when you translate it into gates, when you implement it, you route the design, you know, placement, routing, everything I told, right? You remember those words, clock tree and everything. When you do those things, you get the actual resistance and capacitance of the wire and everything. Actual delays come in. Then only you'll know what is the actual speed, right? So you have to rerun your same simulation again, but that'll be very painful because you have all the gates. Now you have only RTL code, its behavior will run very fast. The same 3-line code will look like some 100-line code or 1000-line code when you have the gates. So it will become very slow, right? Right? I'll show you examples for all these things in coming weeks, right? So simulation, after the layout, the simulation becomes very slow. It's very painful. So you do based on static analysis, which is basically more like a calculator, right? It's online. It's running some statistical analysis. It'll tell you design is working at a specific speed or not. How it will do that, we'll talk about it, right? It's based on some pleasant algorithms, the STA tool can do the timing analysis automatically. Static timing analysis, that's what it's called. They are single-mindedly oriented for register-based design, right? You have any design, digital design has a combination or sequential. Combination element have a delay. Sequential elements have a setup time, hold time, and those kind of things, right? Correct. I'll go to talk about that in the subsequent classes. Maybe next class we'll talk about that. We'll come talk about timing, right? So registers, all the digital basing on registers, they're all sequential design, right? We talk about synchronous design and asynchronous design sometime, right? All your designs are synchronous. 99% of the work all industry is all synchronous designs. We never do anything asynchronous unless it's a custom design. 99.99% to all my life till day I work only on the synchronous design. No, nothing on asynchronous. Maybe your reset is asynchronous, something else is asynchronous, but your design is all synchronous, right? So your STA is meant for working those kind of tool. It's all register based. So STA will work very well, right? The timing analyzer may have trouble in certain timing paths through the latches, causing you to think you have no timing errors. Where we set up a whole timing violation to the latch gate. So you will not understand everything, but we'll come and revisit. Don't worry about what is the timing violation. We'll talk in next 2-3 weeks. We'll be talking about that, right? So don't worry about too much about things, right? But you have to understand if it is a latch, right? There is a special way of dealing with the timing. If it is register, the timing is very easy. If it is a latch, there is a lot of special precautions need to be taken care, right? So that's why I said latches are not preferable. Remember in the class. So this is the reason. I'll tell later, right? Now I'm telling. Latches are not preferable because of certain reason. This is the reason. The timing analysis is not very easy, right? So timing driven placement routing is designed to work with the synchronous logic. And this may try to optimize some paths through your latches. Won't really matter while failing to optimize the paths to do. So if you have latches in the design, those paths will not get optimized properly because the tool does not meant designed like that. If you have registers and flip-flops, it knows how to work. It will optimize the path, right? And some paths will not correctly optimize. Tool doesn't understand that. So if you have latches, you have to take care of few things manually. The tool doesn't do everything for you, right? So it's a little complicated. Latches are prone to glitch compared to register or flip-flop. Agree? If the latch enable is on, whatever comes to input goes to output. Your input is glitchy, output will be glitchy. But flip-flop doesn't happen, right? Only clock edge it takes, right? And the tool does a setup and hold time, the glitches will get filtered. Flip-flop outputs are not glitchy. Only rare conditions will become glitchy. But latches are glitch prone, right? Latches are actually, this is all designed for, but what is the advantage? Latches have very good performance. They are not cause timing problem if you understand how to use them. They are very good, right? But if you know how to use them, they are very good. If you don't know how to go, they are giving headaches to you, right? It's like it's like a gun. If your gun, how to use it, you can shoot your enemy, you can shoot wild animals, you can save yourself. If you don't know how to use it, you'll shoot at some unintentionally, you'll kill somebody, you'll go to jail. Correct? So it's very vital, right? So you have to know where to use them. If you know how to use, you can use it. If you don't know how to use it, it will make your life miserable. I don't know what other examples I can give. It's like a medicine, Crocin. Let me give an example like a medicine. I'll call it paracetamol, Crocin, right? You all know, right? Right? If you eat Crocin every day for 2 months, what happens to you? Your body becomes less resistant to medicines, right? If you eat only once in a while, what happens? The medicine will work to you. So same way, right? If you know how to use the medicine, latch is like a medicine. If you know how to use it, you will be successful. If you don't know how to use it, you eat every day, you use latches everywhere, no, you'll create problem. Agree? It's like a medicine. So when do you take medicine? When you're actually ill. You don't take medicines, like it's not a vitamin, right? Even vitamin you don't take every day. All of you take medicines every day? No, right? You have your food, from the food you get all the minerals, all the proteins, everything you get. You don't take proteins by tablet unless you have some disease, right? Do you take any medicines, Ishwar? No, when you get sick, you take. So latches are like that. Use it like a medicine. Okay? So this concept is understand, right? I gave a very good example for latches. I told, see, I never thought about these examples. They are coming extempore. I told it's like a library gate, it's like a medicine. Remember those examples, then actually you will, anytime you can call, you will definitely answer. You go and explain to your friends. They just love talking to you. Latches are not bad. People think latches are bad. No, who told? Latches are not bad. Medicines are not bad. People blame allopathic medicine. Doctors prescribe bad medicines. They overdo it things, right? Medicines are good. But if you take every day, you give higher dose you take, you get ill, you get side effects, right? So latches are not bad. They are very good, in fact, right? Most of the high performance mainframes designed in olden days, they were basically used on the latches, right? If you want a very high speed logic, you have to use latch. Okay. Guys, is it clear? I'm probably to repeat in the next class again. This is very, very important slide. So don't bother. You
Yes,
write
yes.
questions. Yeah, you write questions. Ask me. I'll definitely answer you. Like whenever I have time, we'll sit and spend 5 minutes on this one-on-one separately. Right? So we'll spend time offline. And next class, if required, you tell me, we'll go through the slide again. Okay? It's very, very important slide. Okay, I think we're coming to end. So there's an assignment due in 2 weeks from today. Is what date? 8th. Right? Probably I'll extend the date. I'll give 3 weeks because I know there are two. I gave already two works to you, right? One to submit end of next week. I think I should write down. I'll forget, right? So what you have to submit today is date 8th. On 15th, what you'll submit? You have to submit some assignment, right? I don't know what. What assignment? You submit one assignment. Then I said on 20th, you submit one assignment, right? Then we make it on 30th. I'll give you more time. On 30th, you have to do a seminar. End of this month, right? On 30th of August, whatever is the day, it will not be the regular class. But on 30th of this month, you have to do this seminar. There are 5 topics I have given here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have to read it. I'll be helping you. These are some very good industry papers. They're about reset. They're about FSMs. They're about latch and flip flop. And what we spoke about recently, there are 5 topics. I have 5 groups, right? So Balaji and Ishwar, they are one team. It's called Mealy State Machine, Mealy team. We call Mealy. And more team is Vishnu and Pavan, right? Bhuvanesh and Shankar, they are latch teams. So you have a latch. And reset team, we're going to which reset? The first team, right? These are Ishwar, Rajarajan and Yogesh. They're from the reset team. And latch which are flip flop, Sriram, Girish and Rakesh. Okay. And so whichever team is doing well, I'll have a surprise gift for you. Right? I'm going to rate yourself. So you have to prepare a nice presentation, right? And come and present it. And so we'll spend time. So what is the duration? I'll fix it. Probably 15 minutes will take each, right? So you get 1 hour we spend. 1 hour 15 minutes can spend 15 minutes each. So 15 minutes means you should have at least 5 to 6 slides, right? And you can write Verilog code wherever applicable to show, right? So you have to write Verilog code, draw timing diagrams, do whatever you want. You have a lot of examples in state machines, particular resets and everything. You write code, you draw timing diagrams, you simulate and show timing diagrams, whatever you want you can do. Whatever you read so far in the last 2 months, right? You have to use all those concepts and present, do a seminar by end of this month. And whoever does well, most efficient thing, and probably I'll get one of my colleague to come and judge, not just me. Right? I'll try and get an external guest for that, right? I'll get one of my friend to come and be a judge. So whoever presents well, 15-minute slot. Whoever does well, they'll get a gift. I don't know what is the gift. Let me think. Maybe gift voucher or maybe some surprise gift. It may be Amazon Echo. I don't know, whatever it is, right? Right? I'll find out how much Amazon Echo cost. Alexa, right? Sorry, I don't know. I'll figure it out, man. I'll come with some interesting gift, right? Or cash or whatever, actually, right? So I want to do very interesting. So you do your best. You have today is 8th and your time till 30th. I want you to basically use all the concepts we have done so far. You have to do all the coding and everything and come and make a nice presentation. Use the same concept: why, what, how, when, those concepts. Right? You have to use that and explain. And you have a lot of examples. These are available for you. I'll help you. Whatever you want, I'll give my inputs to you. Right? But you have to do it by end of the month. I'll change the date and send you the PPT. Okay? Questions, guys? We're at the end of the class. Took 10 minutes more. Questions? Balaji, Bhuvanesh, Shankar Narayanan.
No, sir.
Pavan. Is it you find it challenging or it's very difficult? Then yeah, let me know. I'll change the dates accordingly. You want more time? Let me know. You are busy with college. I know you have so many other your extracurricular activities, whatnot, right? So, but I want maybe I can make it to 8th of September. Let me know. Look at the things. You let the teams talk. The next class, let us decide. I prefer it's the 30th of August, right? Whatever is the day, right? It doesn't matter. Let's convene at 7 p.m., 7 to 8:30 p.m. We'll spend and we'll do this. And there'll be questions asked. You have to ask questions, right? So we'll see. You have to send out the presentation. What is 1 day before? So at least people will see that and they'll come prepared to ask questions. Okay. So there'll be you answer all the questions, you'll get additional points. I'll try and define the scheme for presentability, the technical content, right? And other people ask you a question, you have to define. It's like your thesis. That's what you do your 4th year, right? Or if you're doing masters, you have to go and present in front of other students. They will ask questions, you have to defend, right? So we'll ask questions, there'll be external person will come. I'm preparing you for a 4th year Viva. You would have had in the labs and all, right? The external thing will come, right? That's how they come and ask you a question. And many times you don't know how to answer those questions, right? Correct. The same thing happens in SVC also, right? Right, Balaji? Vishnu? Pawan?
Yes, sir.
The external faculty will come and you do a project, or if your Viva was in the lab, they'll come and ask questions, you have to answer them, right? And many of you don't know how to do that, right? You'll get flunked, that you get tensed. So I'll practice you. I'll get a third person friend or one of very good person of mine. He'll come and who knows the design very well. So he'll come and we'll evaluate these presentations. Okay. My other friend will tell you how we'll define all the points and everything in a scale of 10. We'll give her 10 points and we'll see who scored more points will get a gift. Okay. I'll make the entire process transparent, so you will be prepared. If you write good slides, you'll get 2 points. If you contents, you'll get another 2 points. If you finish in 10-15 minutes, I'll give another 2 points. If you answer all the questions, 2 points. If you ask order questions, I ask, you'll get another 2 points. Like that, you make 10 points. All right? Who gets the maximum points, they'll be the winner. Okay? If more people get the type point, we'll have a tiebreaker. We'll do something else. I'll come with some innovative way. Okay? That's all we had, guys. Thank you. And we are meeting tomorrow at 7 p.m. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Anything
Yes, sir.
else, guys, let me know. Okay. See you then, guys, tomorrow. Bye-bye.